All right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Mute. All right. So here we are. It is the last. We got 5 more weeks. 5 more weeks in the rest of this year. My name is John Pyron. I'm your host today. This is our weekly 10X Business Owners Mastermind call. This call comes to you live every single Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. So last week we took the week off. It was Thanksgiving. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, got some great turkey. This is one of the second year in a row we bought an already prepared turkey dinner, and I got to tell you, man, it was unbelievable. So we did Whole Foods this time, and I got to tell you, check this out, Ash. It was like the most moist turkey I've ever had. It was unbelievable. So it came already prepared. All I had to do is put it in the oven, turn it on, I think it was like 325 for like 3 hours. Check it for 165, and had the rest of it last night. It was great. All right, so hey, we're going to talk about, let's see, what is our topic here today? Let's see, we're going to be talking about how to create your 2017 sales and marketing plan. That's what we are here to talk about this today. So if you don't have your plan ready for 2017, you're going to want to go back and listen to this recording. Now, there are a lot of people out there doing these types of workshops and seminars today, or actually throughout the next 3 or 4 weeks, and some of them you're going to have to go and sit for 4 hours or an entire day or 2 days or whatever. I'm going to give you the straight, skinny bottom line in less than an hour, because it's not complicated. In fact, the more complicated you make it, the less effective you're going to be at taking action and getting success. The other thing is, I'm not going to sell jack crap on today's call, okay, because we don't do that here on our Tuesday call. So that, by eliminating that, is going to allow me to give you all the details and all the step-by-step how-to that you need to build your 2017 sales and marketing plan. So if for those of you that have never heard me speak before, those of you who don't know who I am, it's very simple. I've been in business on October 28th of this year. I've been in business for 26 years. I have built 7 different businesses over that period of time, 3 of them into the millions of dollars, 3 six-figure businesses. 1 of them failed miserably because I hated sales. In fact, the very thing that I hated, I am now considered the sales doctor, and by most regards. Now, people ask me all the time, how did you get that topic, the title, the sales doctor? Doesn't mean I'm a sales trainer, doesn't mean I'm any of that stuff. I had several clients come to me and say, hey, you're the sales doctor, dude. And here's the reason. You came in, and what you did in my business from a sales and marketing standpoint in the first 90 days of working together can only be done by a doctor, only somebody who is an absolute expert at turning around revenue and sales and marketing, and that's just how it is. So that's how I got that thing. I didn't come up with that myself. Clients gave me that name, and it just stuck. So let's hop right into it, because I don't like to waste time. So here we are. We got 5 weeks left in 2016, which means this. We only have 5 weeks left in 2016. So what does that mean? So we're just coming off of Thanksgiving. Everybody else, everybody's riding the high prior to the Thanksgiving holiday, and now all the competition is going to be kind of coasting on in through the rest of the year, okay? And it's what you do over the next 5 weeks that's going to set the game tone as to how you end this year and how you go into next year with massive momentum, okay? Here's the point. Whatever goals you have set for yourself this year, I don't want you modifying them or changing them. I want you to go for it as if your freaking life depended upon it, that come December 31st, 2016 at 11:59, what is it? That's the minute hand, right? So when the minute hand strikes midnight and it becomes 2017, if you don't hit your goal, your life's on the line. Okay? So if you go after it with that kind of intensity, with that kind of just focus, that kind of urgency, that kind of just pressure that, hey, I'm going to finish this freaking year strong. If you go at it with that kind of intensity, your sales and marketing plan that we're going to design today for 2017 will take on a whole new meaning. If all you're going to do is coast in for the rest of this year and not go after the goals that you set for yourself, now if you already achieved your goals, that's one thing. But if you know you haven't achieved your goals and you're just going to coast in for the rest of the year and say, well, maybe next year, maybe next year I'll get it done. It's too big of a goal. Maybe next year I'll do it. You know what? You don't need to be on this call. In fact, you should just stop watching right now or stop listening right now. Maybe delete this channel from your podcast channel, because here we're going to talk about how to go after it massively. That's what we do here. And the only reason I'm passionate about this, I've been doing a lot of this work with a couple of brand new clients, okay? A couple of new mastermind groups that I started. And what I'm having to spend a lot of time on is getting people's heads screwed on straight about what goals are, about what a plan is, about what taking action is. And that is, you don't give up on a goal until the goal's given up on you. And what that means is December 31st, 11:59 p.m. at night, that's when you can give up on that goal, because your time's out. But you think about this. We've all been in a situation where we're watching an NFL football game, a basketball game or whatever, and the team that's losing is down 20 points if you're in a basketball game. If you're in a football game, they're down 3 or 4 touchdowns, and you're like, man, it's over. It's over. But yet they come back and they win the game, faced with, insurmountable obstacles. Why? Because they don't give up. And what I'm telling you is, you may look at your goal that you set for this year, and you may be way off. I was sitting with a client yesterday, and I says, well, okay, where are we at right now? And he says, you know what, we're at $933,000 for the year. And our goal was $1 million. I just don't know how we're going to be able to get the rest of that. I go, well, we're $67,000 short. Okay? And Ash, there's an incoming call. So did it stop? Okay. So I just told him, I said, hey, listen, we got $67,000 to go. We have 5 weeks left. And there's all kinds of things that we can do to hit that goal. I had a certain goal for my business for the month of November. And it wasn't until this morning did I hit that goal. Okay? And I was prepared to work my ass off until Wednesday at 11:59 to hit that goal. And that's the difference between those that succeed and those that almost make it and those that don't succeed, is never ever quit. So the number one key to building your 2017 sales and marketing plan is to finish 2016 with immense intensity. If you've already hit your goals for 2016, then here's what I would recommend you do. Set a new goal. Set a stretch goal. Set something that you can just get freaking fired up about between now, and it doesn't have to be a revenue thing. Think about, okay, what can I get absolutely dogmatically fired up about for the rest of this year? And set it as a new goal. Get yourself some new passion, okay, some new obsessions, and go for it. Okay, but the first thing that you got to do in order to really hit 2017 strong is you got to have that unwavering commitment that you're going to finish this year strong. And I don't care if you're so far off your goal that you're like, it's just impossible. No. Trust me. When I watched Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers, and I think it was the Detroit Lions last year, and the Green Bay Packers went into the third or fourth quarter. They were down 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns, okay? They were like, do you think that they said, hey, it's impossible? No. They went out and they played their game. It got even more intense, and literally it came down to the last play. The time had already ran out. In fact, the only reason why they got a chance to do the last play is because in the last 3 seconds, the other team committed a penalty. The time had ran out, but because they committed the penalty, they got a chance to do the down over. And now you got to understand the situation. Aaron Rodgers is on the 29-yard line on the opposite side of the field. The only way they're going to win the game, because they're down by more than a field goal, the only way they're going to win the game is to score a touchdown. Okay? 29, they're on the 29-yard line. They got 71 yards to go. It is obviously a Hail Mary pass. Okay? And so the ball snaps, he runs around, he gets out of a couple of scrambles. I mean, there are a couple of people that almost tackled him. In fact, he should have gotten tackled, but he did not give up. And he freaking chucks it down the field all the way down. It's like 71 yards. I mean, I kept the recording. It's just an unbelievable reminder of never give up. And sure enough, the receiver, Rogers, another Rogers, catches the ball in the end zone amongst literally 10, 15 other linebackers, and he wins the game. What's the point? Here's the point. Your goals are important enough that you set them. Your goals are important enough that you took the time last year to say, this is what I want. Now, are you going to be a part of the camp that quits and gives up? Or are you going to be a part of the camp that never gives up and is going to strive to the very end? And the cool thing is the choice is yours. So the first thing you got to do if you really want to hit it hard in 2017, finish this year strong. Okay? And if you get nothing out of the call today, you will not have the year that you can have next year if you don't get committed now. Okay? And I know I'm bringing it strong today, but I want you to succeed. And sometimes you got to be told what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And so those of you that follow me for any length of time, you know exactly where my heart's at. It's going to be to help you succeed. So this is what I do. This is what I teach all my one-on-one clients to do. This is what I teach in seminars. And you go out and you do it yourself. And you're going to be, hey, check this out. Even if you come up just short, if you know in your heart of hearts that you gave it your all, how much more confidence are you going to have going into the next year? See, the only way that you can fail is to quit. That's it. The only way you can fail is to quit. And so I hope this gives you a new energy. Now, let's hop into some details, okay? Number one, here's how I do it, okay? Let me pull this off the wall here real quick. Whenever I had to tear it off because I got new numbers. Whenever I'm laying out my sales and marketing plan, okay, whenever I'm laying out my strategic plan, okay, my business plan, I always start off with my numbers, okay? What is my revenue going to be? And I break it out by month. What is my revenue going to be over this next year? What are the different areas that I make money at, okay? What are the different, things like I do consulting, I do paid speaking engagements. I've got 5 workshops that I do. I'm going to do some webinars. I've got 4 mentoring and mastermind groups. 3 of them are starting in January. So if you wanted to become part of a mastermind, okay, doing 3 different masterminds. One is for those business owners that are in startup phase up to $249,000 a year in revenue. Okay, so that's going to be a certain mastermind starting in January. The other one is for those that are at between $250,000 and $999,000 a year. That's going to be another mastermind. And then there's going to be another mastermind for those that are over $1 million. And I can run all 3 of those masterminds because I've been at all those different levels. So those 3 masterminds are starting in January. If you want information on that, just connect with me on that. But I start off with my numbers. Okay, what are the numbers that I want? What are the different ways that I earn income? Okay, and one-on-one coaching, obviously. So that's number one. Is what is my budget? Okay, what did I earn revenue on in 2016? So before you get started, let me go to, and I'll send you these resources. So I'm going to give you a way to get these resources. If you got to run, let me give you the bit.ly link real quick. So you want to go to bit as in Tom.ly, bit.ly /BOM call, all one word. Boy, Oscar, Mike, Charlie, Apple, Larry, hyphen, so the dash symbol, episode 95. Okay, so bit.ly /BOM call hyphen episode 95. You got to make it all lowercase. And go there, register the copy of today's recording. All the resources I'm going to talk about today, I'm just going to throw them in the Dropbox folder so you guys can get them, okay? All right, so the first thing that you got to do, here's what you got to do, okay? So between now and the end of the year, Now, if you want me to review your sales and marketing plan for 2017, I will gladly do this, okay? So if that's something that you want, then you need to send, once you get your plan completed, I want you to send it to, where do we want to have them send it? Let's send it to my email. So send it to jpyron, J as in Juliet, P as in Paul, Y-R-O-N, jpyron@johnpyron.com, okay? And actually, no, let's scratch that. Go to johnpyron.com, and there's a button there called Book Appointment. So make a note on this when we put out the show notes. Click on Book Appointment and schedule a time for you and I to chat for 15 minutes. And while you're doing the appointment, I think you can attach the file. So attach your sales and marketing plan. Okay, that way I can review it before our call, and then I'll go over your plan with you and give you some consulting there. Okay, so schedule some block time to get your plan done. What I do is I schedule an initial 2 to 4 hour block of time. Usually do it on a Saturday, and because my new year started yesterday. So the business I have, I built it from the Monday after Thanksgiving, 2013, to the day before Thanksgiving, 2014. Okay, so that's my calendar year. So I spend Thanksgiving and the entire weekend planning out my business for the next year. So I'm already in my new year. It doesn't go from January 1 to December 31st. So I just did this process I'm talking about here. And here's what I did. Friday, I took out to about 3 hours on Friday, and I just sat down, and I'm going to give you a whole list of questions here. I just asked all these questions about 2016, okay? So that's number one, that block of time. Saturday, I scheduled another block of time for 2 hours, and I said, okay, what am I taking into 2017 that worked? What are the programs that I want to implement and run in 2017? The products, the programs, the books, all that stuff, okay? And I just made a whole laundry list of those things, okay? So first thing I do is I brainstorm, okay, what did I like? What are the programs in 2016? What are the products, services, whatever in 2016 that I have to love them, that I thoroughly enjoyed? And I made a whole laundry list of that. Okay, what are some ideas? What are some things that my clients have said that they wanted? What do I feel like they would benefit from? And I just make this whole laundry list. Now, I can't implement everything. I guess I could if I hired 1,000 people, but if you're an entrepreneur like me, the ideas that go through your head are enormous. So just go through a brainstorming session. So on Saturday, I sat down, did a 2-hour brainstorming session, got a big old master list on a legal pad. Took a break. Came back for another hour, and I whittled it down to my top 10. What are the top? I'm going to do more than 10 programs next year, but what are the top 10 that are going to get all my energy and attention in 2017? What are the things that performed extremely well in 2016? What are the ones I really want to dedicate time, energy, resources, money, people to succeed in 2017? Once I've narrowed that down, then what I do, I wish I brought my notepad. Actually, I have it all written down on a notepad. Is on Sunday, I sit down and I put a dollar figure next to those programs, okay? And so I said, okay, one-on-one coaching, how much revenue do I want to generate on a monthly basis for one-on-one coaching? How much, because I think they're kind of similar to what's on here. So that's one-on-one coaching. How much revenue do I want to create every single month for consulting? How much revenue do I want to generate every single month or every single quarter on my 10X sales and marketing plan program? That's a workshop. I have like 5 other workshops. And then I have the masterminds and the mentors and the webinars. So I come out with, here's how much revenue I want to generate in each one of those programs. I'm not concerned, and here's where most people get stuck. And I want to encourage you, because you're going to get stuck here too. Don't worry about how you're going to do it. We're not at that stage yet in this planning process. We're putting out there, okay, what do we want? Okay, so I've identified the program. I identify how much revenue I want to come. So I'm slicing and dicing my revenue. Now, my goal next year is $1,078,000. Okay, so that's my, let me get my glasses on here. Yeah, $1,078,540 is what it came down to. So that's how much revenue I want to generate next year. So what I've had to do is I've had to carve that down based on the programs that I'm going to implement. Okay, so I sliced and diced the $1 million based on those programs, and I came up with how much revenue in each one of the programs. Services, I'm going to write a couple of books next year. I'm going to do a bunch of speaking engagements. So I broke it all down to where now it's in bite-sized chunks. So now that I have that broken down, now I can look at, okay, here's what I'm going to do, and I break it down by month. So January, in my case, it's December through November. So December through November, I broke that down. So now I know the programs, the services, everything I'm committed to, and I have it broken down. I know how much revenue I want to create in each one of those lines. Next step is this, is I look at, okay, what are the programs I already have on this list that are running rock solid? I mean, they're smooth, right? I have the sales process down. I have the marketing process down. I have the implementation down. I have the client retention down. What is rock solid? Okay, and so I check those things off because I don't need to spend any energy and attention on those things that are working. Then I look at the other programs. What programs do I have running that are being really done half-ass, for the lack of a better word? What are the programs on here that aren't really, they're not being fully implemented? And then I ask myself, how committed am I to make these stellar programs? And it's a gut check. And I don't have to sit there and think about it forever. I don't need to go and get and do meditation and sing Kumbaya or any of that crap. Whatever comes to my gut first, either I'm going to commit to it or I'm not. And if I sense that I'm not really committed to that program, I'm going to axe the program. I'm just not going to do it because it's a source of negative energy drain. And a lot of you just need permission to bail on a program that's not working. It's like Tony Robbins said. Once you find a pony to ride, you ride that pony until that pony won't ride no more. It's as simple as that. So maybe there's a program that you've been running throughout 2016 that it's not implemented fully. It's basically implemented half-assed. You know you're not doing a great job of it. And it's a source of negative energy drain because you're not committed to make it work. It's okay to say, hey, I'm not committed to it, and I'm not going to do it. And replace it with something that you are committed to or make an improvement. So we're going to do a baseline here. Okay, so here's the programs that I have. Here's the programs I'm going to implement. What's already implemented that I don't really need to give time, energy, and attention to. Number two is, okay, what are the programs that are not implemented fully that I'm committed to implement fully? And then what are the brand new programs that I've identified that I said, okay, I can make this much revenue, I can have this much impact, I can implement it to this extent that I'm committed to make time for. And you're going to come up with a list of about 9 to 10 things that you're super fired up about. And now the fun part begins. Because now all we're going to do, I'll give you an example. Let me see here. One of the programs I have is going to generate, looks like $120,000. Actually, this program is going to generate, well, these combined 5 programs are going to generate $241,000 in 12 months. Okay? So all I'm going to do, all I did to complete this spreadsheet here is I went back and I said, okay, I broke it down by month. I broke it down by program and by month of when I want to implement those programs. Now, the reason you want to do this, okay, it doesn't matter if it's $1 million is your goal this year, $100,000 is your goal this year. If your goal is not $100,000, you need to set your goal for $100,000. If you're in startup mode, you've never generated a business that makes $100,000 a year, you need to set that goal. And then you need to join my mastermind group in January because I will show you step by step how to generate a business in less than 6 months, making $100,000 a year. The only reason you won't hit $100,000 is because you don't do the work. So every business owner, I can tell you, there's over 61% of the business owners in this country either break even or lose money, and that's not cool, man. You know, you might as well go get a job where they can pay you and you don't have any stress. But to work your brains out as an entrepreneur and not make money or lose money, what the problem is? Okay, there's no reason for it. There's too much knowledge and information out there. So if you haven't set that goal, set that goal. Do exactly what I'm talking about here. Take the 100 grand, divide it by all the programs that you have, and slice and dice it. Now you got goals to shoot for. Okay. Now we can get into the how-to. And the how-to is simply this: what is the skill set that I lack on how to get there? Do I know how to get there? Okay. Oh, I don't know how to get there. So what we're going to do is, okay, find a mentor. Okay, so if you have one of your items and you don't know how to get there, here's what I would recommend you do. Find 5 books on the subject. Find 2 or 3 webinars or workshops that you can attend on that subject. Find an actual physical in-person workshop or an all-day workshop on that subject, and over a 90-day period, you become an expert in that area. And that's how you move it forward, okay? So when I started my coaching business, the Monday after Thanksgiving 2013, it was December 2nd, 2013, I knew a couple of things. Number one is I knew how to go and book a front-of-the-room speaking engagement. I was representing somebody else's product and somebody else's brand at the time that allowed me to get into the door. So I knew this. I knew how to book a speaking engagement. Okay, I knew how to go and give a front-of-the-room talk and go in and do intro, outcomes, chunk 1, chunk 2, chunk 3, call to action. Okay, that is the Jim Rohn model of speaking. That's the Tony Robbins model of speaking, where I can give a free talk and pitch something at the end. I knew how to do that because I had hired a mentor to teach me that. So I knew that. What I did not know is how to coach someone one-on-one professionally. Okay, I had mentored people for years for free. All of you can relate to what I'm talking about because over time we have helped other people succeed and we have mentored people, but I had no idea how to build a business out of it. And so the person I was working with at the time, his formula was very simple. John, I want you to go out and get 20 clients that you can coach. Whether you have to coach them for free, charge them $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever, you need 20 clients that you can practice on. Because the only way you're going to get good is to do it. I can teach. I've already taught you how to go out and be a coach. I've already taught you how to go out and get clients. I've already taught you how to do all that. But I cannot train experience. And you're going to find when you're doing your planning for your 2017 sales and marketing plan, some of these programs are inside of you. Okay? Some of these products and services and programs and offerings, you've wanted to do these all along. And this is your year to make it happen. And I'm telling you, make the commitment first, set the amount of revenue that you want to earn from it, and now let's figure out the how-to. Because the how-to is out there. See, I had no clue, man. It's like I had 2 coaching clients paying me $300 each on December 2nd, 2013. In fact, that was the only revenue I had coming in. I had no other revenue coming in. Okay? But I refused to go get a job because I'm unemployable. So I made a commitment to do the hard part, and that is to freaking work my ass off, to be quite honest. I said, okay, so I'm going to go do front-of-the-room talks. I'm going to deliver the talk. I'm going to sell his product and program. I'm going to get the list from the front of the room. I'm going to follow up, and I'm going to book free coaching. I called it a 30-minute skyrocket your sales coaching session. I gave it away for free. And did a bunch of talks in December, did a bunch of talks in January and February, got 0 clients in 90 days. 0 clients. Was just having no success at all. I was so freaking frustrated. Okay? Because I was stubborn and I didn't want to do what my mentor was telling me to do. I was so focused on, hey, you're going to pay me $300 a month or I ain't coaching your ass. Okay? And I had all kinds of people that wanted to work with me, but they couldn't afford the coaching at the time. And so it wasn't until the middle of February that I woke up at 4:30 in the morning on my front room couch because I couldn't sleep. And it was like, hey, you know what? I need to go back to what's going to work. And that is 20 clients that I can help, whether they pay me $50 a month, whether they pay me $100 a month, whatever, right? And that's what I'm going to focus on because I need their skill set. and I need the reps. Here's what happened. A guy named Gary Washburn, God rest his soul, he died this year. The very first person was a pastor. Second person, and he paid me $50 a month. Second person was another client the same day, paid me $100 a month. Within 1 month, I had over 20 clients making over $9,000 a month. Why? Because I took my mind off of me and I put it on, what can I bring to the marketplace that people want? How can I take the skill set that I have? How can I take the product or service that I have? And do I honestly believe in it enough that I'm willing to do it for free? Okay, I'm willing to go out and help people out. And that made all the difference in the world. And so I ran that model for over a year and a half. And it wasn't, I built it to a six-figure business in less than 4 months. Well, actually, if you count, eliminate December and January and February, because there was nothing going on. So really like 2 months, but I could have gotten to that point in February had I not gone through the pain in December and January. Does that make sense? So sometimes you're sitting there and going at it 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 and nothing's happening. And you don't know how close you are from a tipping point. And maybe there's just one little tweak that has to happen in order for it to tip. And that's what happened for me. And so ran that model for over a year, and I've got to tell you, it works. So here's the point. Let's get back on track. So I'm getting off on a tangent now. Is 2017 sales and marketing plan. So schedule block time to finish it. Truth be told, you're probably going to have to block out about 2, 3, maybe even 4 2 to 4 hour blocks of time to get this done, what I'm about to tell you to do. So you want to commit to doing that. Commit to getting it done by the end of the year. Commit to going to my website, johnpyron.com, book an appointment called Book Appointment, attach your sales and marketing plan. I'll carve out 15 minutes, okay? So when people do that, just make sure that they have the time on the calendar. I'm talking to my assistant. We'll make time to get that done because I'll have the time throughout the holidays to help you get that done. Create a goal to get it done. Set yourself a goal right now that, hey, I'm going to get this done by December 16th at 5 p.m. I'm going to get this done by December 26th at 5 p.m. I'm going to get this done by December 31st. Okay, but set a goal to get it done. And that way you have a deadline. Next, less can be more. And what that means is this. It doesn't have to be this long, drawn-out 25, 30-page plan. Okay? Like I said, where I start with a simple spreadsheet, break down all my programs, and put the revenues to it, and then we're done. Okay? So that's my why-to. This is what I want. And then the how-to's on a whole other thing, which I'm going to give you here in just a second. Okay? So the only way, you can only have so many things. So when you're in possession of something, right, something is occupying that space. So if you no longer need something, then get rid of it, basically what it comes down to. So you got to create a space to bring in something new. So one of the things I do at the end of every calendar year is the last week of the year, I go through my closet, I go through my storage, I go through my garage, I go through the front room closet. It's a big old thing in my house to go through and get rid of the crap that's been in there forever. So we can make space for something new to come in. And so in order to go into 2017 with a rock-solid plan, we got to get rid of the stuff that we might drag into 2017. So there's a bunch of questions that we need to do, and I'll send you this list of questions when you go to bit.ly/BOM call-episode 95. Or you can send me a text. If you don't want to go there and opt in, just send me a text. Send me a text, send your first name, your last name, your email address, okay? And 916-741-0596. 916-741-0596. Okay? So in order to go into 2017 with a clean plan, we need to clean up 2016. Okay? So here's some questions, okay? What was great about 2016? It's question number 1. What was great about it? List all your successes, man. What was great about 2016? make sure that we're keeping on track here as far as time. What are you most proud of? Make a list of that. What are you most proud of in 2016? Okay. What were you most surprised by? Okay. What are the surprises that came up this year? Okay. In what ways did you grow in 2016? So let's go back and take an inventory of all the goodness that happened so far. Tell you what, man, one of my clients called me two weeks ago, and he says, hey, are you in front of a computer? I said, no, why? And he goes, I got to show you something. I go, what? And he goes, remember the goal that we set for 2016? I go, yeah, we set a goal he did a little over $100,000 last year, and his goal this year was to more than double, so to go to $250,000 this year. And it was like 3 weeks ago, three and a half weeks ago. He calls me up and I said, okay, well, where are you at, dude? Because I'm not in front of the computer. He goes, dude, we're at $233,000 year to date, and we still have like a month and a half to go. You know, and I'm like, dude, this is great, man. Get back to work. You know, we got to hit the 250, then we can set a stretch goal. Okay, but what do you have to celebrate this year? Okay. What ways did you grow? What was your biggest success? What was the biggest success? Okay. What adversity did you overcome? What skills did you develop? What goals did you get accomplished? Okay. What were some of the major goals that you had? One of the things I heard on a podcast the other day, and I'm going to start doing this in this new year because I totally forgot about this idea, is I went out last night to Office Depot and bought a new journal. And so bought a new journal. And this journal is specifically for capturing my wins and my successes this coming year. And what's funny is Tony Robbins is the guy that I learned the idea from. Somebody sent me like an article about the top success secrets of major entrepreneurs. And Tony Robbins' quote is he has a journal that all he does throughout the year is keep track of his wins and successes. I'm like, that is a freaking great idea. So that's what I'm starting to do. I got my own separate journal for it. I'm going to start keeping track. So that way when I look back on 2000 this next year, I can just simply go there. I don't have to sit and think about it. So not only that, but if I ever get down and want to pump myself up, think about how easy that is when you have your own. I don't need to go and digest somebody else's video or read their blog or read their quote. I can go digest my own successes and wins and fire myself up. See? Because the big goal that I've set for this next year, it is a monster goal. I'm going to face a crap load of adversity, I guarantee it. And I'm ready for it. Bring that shit. Bring it on. Okay? So what adversity did you overcome this year? What skills did you develop this year? What goals did you accomplish? Okay, what was your most challenging sale? Okay, look back on the year from a sales standpoint. What was the most challenging sale that you had? I can tell you what mine was is I'm sitting at the end, right, and the guy is saying, hey, I want to work with you. And I told him the price. And he said, oh, man, that's really out of my reach. And I said, okay, but you want the result, right? He said, yeah. And he said, well, you know, I really can't do that. I said, well, so let me ask you this. If you were in jail and it cost this amount of money to get out, would you find the money? He said, yeah, but honestly, I really don't have the money. I said, okay, but aside from the money, you want to work together, right? Okay. So how can we work together? You tell me. And it took literally another half hour because and the only reason I spent time with a guy like this is because I really wanted to help him and he really wanted the help. And I can feel I can really have the success. We ultimately worked out a relationship. We ultimately worked through the challenge. And that was probably the toughest sell I had this year. But the result has been insane, man. I mean, the result that this guy has accomplished double, triple. He's probably going to triple his revenues since we started working together this year. It was worth the challenge, right? So go back and assess what were the challenges that you overcame this year? Pat yourself on the back, okay? What were you consistent at? So that's one of the biggest challenges I've had in my life is being consistent. And what I've discovered is I'm inconsistent at the things I don't want to do in my business. Okay, that's where my inconsistency comes from. I'm inconsistent with the things I'm not great at and I don't want to do in my business. And once I realized that, I stopped beating myself up for being inconsistent and decided to fix it with hiring an assistant. So now I have a beautiful assistant. I have a couple of other people helping me out so I could be consistent in those areas that I was not consistent in. Okay? And what it forced me to do is it forced me to work a little bit harder to get my revenues up so I can afford to bring on the support that I had. Now, before we move on, I want you to capture what I just said, because this is the secret to you hitting your goals in 2017. You make a list of all the things that you need to have done in your business, and then you determine what you don't want to do or are not great at, and then you determine what you do want to do and that you're great at, and then what you can outsource, automate, and delegate, and then you work your tail off to increase your revenue so you can hire the people to do the stuff you don't want to do. And so I taught that to a new client this morning, because the main problem that she has in her business is she needs to have that structure in place, okay? And it's a system, it's a process. And so that's what you want to do. If you're at $100,000 in your business, or $150,000 or $200,000 or more in your business, you're probably struggling with systems right now. There are probably systems that you don't have in place, and you're the one spinning all the plates because you don't have time, okay? So you want to get that. You want to either join a mastermind group, okay? Join one of the mastermind groups I have. Go find somebody else's mastermind group. I don't care. Find a mentor. Find someone that can help you implement these systems. Don't spend 2017, man, I can figure it out on my own. I can figure it out on my own. No, you can't, okay? If you ever want to build a business where you have time, freedom, money, you are only going to do that through employees. So it's like the company I just took over. They had 11 employees, okay? And I got rid of their CEO and a salesperson. Now they're down to 9. And I had an all-staff meeting with them yesterday. And I said to them, I said, hey, you know what my job is here? Okay? My job is I am the CEO. Okay? Now, you know what that means? That means my job is Chief Encouragement Officer. Okay? Chief Encouragement Officer. My job is to help you be a professional at what you do. And what I expect is for you to be a professional in your role. And I'm going to do everything in my power and energy to help you be a professional in your role so you can achieve your dreams, your goals, your personal dreams, your personal goals. And by doing that, you're going to succeed and you're going to achieve the goals that the company has. Okay? And so I know that I'm not going to double and triple that. My goal right now is to double that company next year. Okay? Let's take it from $1 million to a little over $2 million. The only way that's going to happen is through employees. And it's not going to be me being a dictator. It's going to be me being in a democratic leadership style that says, hey, I need to know what you're successful at, what you're needs. And this is all a part of the sales and marketing plan. Because the thing I have to do with that company is I have to re-engineer all 9 employees to understand that every single one of you own your own business inside this business. Every single one of you are a salesperson. Every single one of you are a marketing expert. And I'm going to teach you step by step how to do it. And as a result of me doing that, they're going to succeed. And if you've been in business for more than a year and you don't have an employee, shame on you, okay? And the reason I say shame on you is because why are you holding back what you have to offer this world? Okay, you're staying small because you don't want to let go of control. And the only way you're going to have an impact bigger in this world, on this planet, on your customers, is to grow, okay? And if you're scared of that, I get it. I understand. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But man, stop holding yourself back. Take the time and energy and invest in other people that are better at you than what you think you're great at. Go get the book by Michael Gerber called E-Myth, the E-Myth. Okay? And understand that until you get yourself out of being a technician in your business, you're never going to have the freedom that you need. Never going to have the time that you need. Never going to have the energy or the effort or the money to really expand and do something great in this world. Okay? And maybe your goal is not to be, a $1 million business owner, $10 million. It doesn't matter. Here's the point. why would you continue to show up every day in your business doing the crap you hate? I'd rather show up. I got 3 things written on my wall here. There's only 3 things I need to focus my energy and attention on. One of them I'm doing right now, which is teaching, speaking, public seminars, webinars, conference calls, that sort of thing. The other one is one-on-one coaching, strategy sessions, one-on-one coaching, seminars, that sort of thing. The other one is creating content. Those are the only 3 things I need to focus on. Answer an email and all this other administrative crap doesn't make me jack, and it ain't going to make you jack either. And if you're still having to do all that because you can't afford to hire somebody that's an expert, shame on you. Because there is too much resources out there to teach you how to sell that you're not taking advantage of. And if you want your sales and marketing plan to work in 2017, I'm going to tell you straight out, invest in yourself. Okay? Invest in yourself and fix that. If you don't want to invest the time, energy, and effort to learn how to sell, get out of being a business owner. Because it ain't just about selling your product or service. You need to sell your ideas to your customers, your prospects, your employees, your spouse, all the people that are in your life. You have to sell something at all times, and you need to become a professional at it and stop holding back. I want you to succeed. I want you to be able to have that skill set so you can really expand. Okay? So, let's see here. Okay, so now that you've written down those questions, okay, I want you to take some time and really meditate on what you accomplished this year and pat yourself on the back. Great job. Absolutely great job. Okay. Now let's look at, okay, what do you need to work on? Okay, because we're talking sales here. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you can teach a class on it, 1 you suck at it. Okay. Where are you in the area of appointment setting? Following up, consistency, marketing, social media, web marketing, recruiting, training, motivating your team, making your calls, time management, objection handling. Okay? And I know I went fast, but go back and listen to the recording, and all the show notes are going to be up on the page when you opt in there. Okay? But answer the question, where are you at in these areas? Now, here's what I want to do, Ashley, because if you're weak in these areas, okay, I don't want to leave you hanging there. I did a 12-week series for the Small Business Administration where I taught every single area of sales, okay, and I will give it to you for free in exchange for your email address and your phone number. And am I going to email you? Yes, but I'm not going to spam you, okay, because I got some workshops coming up that I want to invite you to, the free workshops. But I will give you all 12 recordings, okay? It's about every single aspect of sales. And if you go through that, you'll be an expert at sales, okay? So make sure that we drop that into, I know that's not part of the deal, but let's make sure that they all get that resource as well, okay? And then what you want to do is let's break it down, okay? So the template, I'm going to send you a template, okay? And we need to break down, okay, what are you going to do every month? So you've got your programs identified. You know exactly the revenue that you want to generate. You reverse engineered it, so you know how much money you have to generate on a monthly basis. Now we need to figure out, okay, how are we going to generate leads? How many leads do we need to generate? So before we can generate leads, we've got to figure out what's our marketing strategy. So what is our marketing strategy? And we need to break this down by a month, okay? So the components of the plan here are simply this. At the top of the plan, you're going to put your name. You're going to put sales and marketing plan for 2017. And then you're going to put, okay, what are the ultimate outcomes for 2017? In other words, what are your top goals, okay? What are your annual revenue projections? What is your annual marketing strategy? Okay, what are your marketing tactics? How are you going to market to the marketplace? What worked last year? What are some things that you can implement this year? And if you struggle with that, you need to get a mentor, okay? Or you need to find somebody who's already where you want to go, okay? And then what are the big projects that you want to implement this year? So one of the big projects I'm implementing in my own business, I'm hiring 2 new employees, 2 full-time employees, and they're going to have very specific focuses. So before I bring them on, I have to design their job description, their training program, all the stuff that I need to do to bring them on properly so they have success. Okay? And then I want you to break it down by the month. And the template is very simple. You're going to go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay? So you're going to break it down on a sheet. Then you're going to put, okay, what are the ultimate outcomes do I want in January? So the ultimate outcomes would be, okay, here's the products or services that I want to sell in the month of January. Here's the revenue I want to generate from those products or services in January. That's how you want to list it out. And I'll send you the template so you'll know. Next, what is your sales strategy? What is your sales strategy for hitting those goals? How many existing clients can you go get referrals from? How many new clients do you need to bring on? How many sales do you need to make on a daily basis? The average business month is about a 21-day business month. Okay? What are you going to do every single day? What is your sales strategy there? Next, what is your marketing strategy? Are you going to do a webinar? Are you going to do a conference call? Are you going to do print ad? Are you going to do social media marketing? If so, how much? You're going to do Facebook ads? You're going to do Google AdWords? You're going to do postcards? Are you going to go to networking events? Let's see, what else can I give you? You're going to do person of influence relationships. Those are literally 10 different lead generation strategies on how to market, okay, how to generate your leads. Next, what are the projects that you need to take on every month? You can't tackle the whole thing. That's why you're going to go through all of 2017, re-engineer it, and create a plan, okay? So every month you're going to have those 4 areas, okay? Ultimate outcomes for the month, sales strategy for the month, your marketing strategy for the month, what are your projects, okay? And here's what I would recommend. Think in terms of 1 quarter at a time. 1 quarter at a time. 12.5 weeks at a time. Because you can sprint for 12.5 weeks, very hard to sprint for a year. So what I would do is visit your strategies every quarter. Visit your action plans and the things that you need to get done from a project standpoint every month. And by doing that consistently, you will hit your goals. Again, for those of you that go to bit.ly/BOM-call-episode 95, okay, it's all one word. Post that up in the show notes, Ash. Click on that, opt in. I'm going to send you all these resources. I want you to go through it and then book an appointment with me to help you finalize your 2017 sales and marketing plan, okay? And I'll look over your plan ahead of time before the call. You'll get 15 minutes of undivided time from me, and I will give you pointers on how to make your plan better. Okay? I will not be doing a pitch fest on that call because we don't have time. Okay? I'm just going to help you out with it. If you resonate with me, we'll book another time to have that discussion another time. But those of you that are going to do the action here, those of you that are going to take the time and actually do the work, I'm going to honor you by doing the work by giving you 15 minutes of my time for free, okay, just so I can help you get started, okay? So I want you to win, all right? So let me see where, oh, this is perfect timing. Look at this. All right, so go out and make it happen. You're worth it. Your dreams and goals are worth it, okay? A couple of parting thoughts is your morning routine. One of the things that will really help you succeed, I've been getting really resonated again with my morning routine, and that is getting up at a set time every day, taking care of myself first. So I've got to read for a half hour. I digest some audio and video training content for a half hour. I plan out my day. I eliminate all the distractions. And I go into my day before everybody else gets up in my household with a rock-solid plan for the day. And as a result, I get more done in a day than most people get done in a week. And so if you want a resource on this, I think it was like episode 4, right? So if you go to my website, johnpyron.com, click on podcast, and scroll all the way down to the bottom, okay? And it was episode 4. And I think it was like January of last year. Or this is 2016, so it was January of 2015. And it's how to create your success schedule. So do that. That has been the biggest game changer in my life that I've implemented professionally. Wished I would have known it 10 years earlier. It would have been a whole lot different. So go out and make it happen. You guys are winners, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great one.